minute, fella. Look here.
Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Draw Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the Power Band, this is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, the Wolverine, along with my super companions, Yar Higo.
Hey.
And Cyclops.
Yo.
Welcome to the show, folks. This week, we also have some very special guests returning for a second round with us, not doing a Stallone movie, are the one and only Rolling Stallones, Nick and X. Give it up.
Yes.
What's up, dudes?
Hey, guys.
Who the fuck are these guys? Who the fuck are this? What's up, fellas?
Very apropos.
Yes.
Glad to be back in the house, man. Valverde, beautiful as ever.
Nice.
Always. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Stallone's in effect, about to go through bone like butter. And I'm going to say this one time. I fucking hate Pykes.
Fair enough.
But you love Dags.
Do you like Dex?
There you have it, folks. Coming off their world tour, the Stallones. So welcome to the Stallones. We allowed the Stallones again to pick the movie, as we do with most guests, and they have chosen the 2000 classic sort of heist comedy movie by Guy Ritchie, and that would be Snatch, starring Jason Statham and Brad Pitt, and a whole host of other wonderful thespians. Gentlemen, why Snatch?
X?
Yeah, we picked this flick. It's something that Nick and I were talking about one night. Neither one of us had seen it in a minute. I remember loving this flick back in the day, kind of, Guy Ritchie's descent into the London underworld. We'll get to the high level, I guess, but loved it when I was younger, watched it again, still found it really entertaining. Probably not the fan of it that I was 20 years ago.
Yes.
But still feel that it's a dope flick, and it has its piece. I think, like Chad said, it is feels like it's a period piece, but still a lot of value, I think, and worth discussing.
Yeah, same.
Definitely.
Yeah, same here, man. We was talking about, like, when you guys asked us, if we were thinking about coming back on, and we were like, yo, what movie we want to do? And, we didn't want to come with the regular Stallone stuff, and we figured, take a little curveball, go the British route. And we, again, I was a big fan of Snatch when this movie first came out, man. I was
No doubt.
absolutely blown away by it. But one of the things I found interesting was kind of how my view of it changed in 21 years, So kind of excited to talk about that, man. So glad to be here with that. And thank you for being a part of this, gentlemen.
Anytime.
Oh, well, we're always happy to have you guys on the show.
Absolutely.
So, hey, Chad's dad's here.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, fellas.
So why don't we roll that into some high level? There's some mixed feelings here in the proverbial room.
Surprisingly, I think, for me.
Yes, agree. C-Lab, you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'll totally vibe with the Stallones here. Like, loved this movie back in the day. Was introduced to Ritchie through Lock, Stock, which is one of his I think it's his debut feature-length movie.
It is.
And it was one of those random life moments where, like, I was in London at the time, traveling around, and, like, met some girl at a hostel. I was like, oh, let's go to a movie. And I was, like 17 years old or whatever, and went to the movie theater and was like, oh, I'll just go see that. Had no idea what it was. Walked in completely blind, completely cold, had no clue, and was just, like, fucking mind blown about it. So it was a great intro to Guy Ritchie's stuff, because, like, I'm sure the movie is great when you have seen a trailer, but if it's like you've never seen anything like it before, it was even kind of more special. So he had a very distinct flavor, and it definitely, I think, looking back, vibes with an era, and I agree. It was interesting to see it now, and I was surprised at how kind of like about it I was. I definitely vibe with X2. Like it, I still dig it a lot, but yeah, I was just kind of surprised and had a nice time watching it, but wasn't like frothing about it.
Righteous, brother. Very righteous. Ben Higo.
You mean old Ben Higo?
Old Ben Higo. That's me. Yeah, I don't remember the first time I saw this. I didn't see it in the theater, and I want to say maybe I like caught it like a year later or something when it finally dropped on DVD way back in the day. Maybe it was even VHS. Who knows?
Ooh, nice name drop.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it. I've definitely seen it since the first time, but and it doesn't matter. For some reason, I just wasn't vibing on this watch. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy it. I just wasn't in the mood for it, and something about that many Brit tough guys in one movie, it was just kind of starting to rub me the wrong way. I don't know why, but it's still really well put together. All the actors are great. There's some really funny moments, some really clever shit. I don't know, just for some reason I didn't vibe with it this time. I think it's more just this watching than anything.
Sure.
Or maybe it was the King Arthur movie that just threw me off the scent of Guy Ritchie movies there.
The King. Wait, what? What do you mean the King?
Guy Ritchie did a King Arthur movie.
The Clive
That's
Owen?
right.
No, not the one with Clive Owen. That was the guy from the Sons of Anarchy was in it, I think.
No, Anton Fuqua did the King Arthur with Clive Owen, but Guy Ritchie did a different one. Memory serving.
And the Sherlock Holmes as well.
Oh, that's right.
Chad, I'm glad you said that. I think that was part of the reason. I think one of the reasons I wasn't vibing this as much this time around is, obviously it's 20 years ago, but I was a big fan of the Sherlock Holmes flicks, both of them. Yeah. And I thought they still had an element of the, the underground fighting and an element of chaos, but it was much more organized. And I think more, it was less silly. I think this time around with Snatch, I found it was a little silly in some parts. I was like, all right, man, the sarcasm's really, really over the top. And I think when I first heard it, I was like, damn, that's, a lot of these guys have a rapier wit, so to speak. But this time I was like, all right, enough. And I think the Sherlock Holmes flicks made me rethink, how much I enjoyed this movie somewhat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
What, Nikki, what about you, man? Anything to add to a bit of high level before I go?
Yeah, so I'm looking at my notes. First note is fuck Errol. I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand his fucking face, dude. His lemon face. There's I may be jumping ahead a bit. There's what's it called? There was a deleted scene in which Bullet Tooth Tony pisses on his leg, which I thought was fucking fantastic.
Errol?
Yeah. I love the soundtrack of this movie. That was one thing where it was just so eclectic.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Where you had the Stranglers, you had Disco Science on there, just some really good joints. But I think, one of the things that Chad said about this being, a sign of its times and X talking about not vibing with it, for me, it kind of... So you remember when Reservoir Dogs came out and everybody's trying to be Tarantino and all the VHS covers were in the vein of Tarantino and Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, right?
Yeah,
and there's all these shit-ass independent films.
And you're
trying to be
watching
that.
Trees Lounge.
Yeah, I think this film did that for the, We're Too Cool ensemble films, like the Ocean's 15 and shit like that, and The Italian Job. And it's not Guy Ritchie's fault, but it wound up taking out on this viewing where I was just kind of like, It
seems like he's biting Quentin a little bit.
He definitely is.
Yeah,
There's definitely he's trying to be like the British Tarantino to some degree with the, the snappy dialogue. But I think he was a music video director. So I think that has a lot to do with the style of it. And I think a lot of, dudes in Hollywood and in the movie industry started just biting off of it. And it's just, back then it was the first one you seen like that. So it was like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
What is this? This is great. But then you get so oversaturated with, think like the superhero movies. Like the first one's awesome. By now, you're just beating a limp dick, and it's just like
Totally, man.
Sweaty shame.
Just for the record, Nick says that about a lot of things. I don't know, it's one of his go-tos.
I'm sensing that.
That was kind of, I think, my head level was that it was very influential for the movies coming out in the 2000s. And I guess I had a backlash on it watching it,
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to wrap up high level from my side, I had, high velocity, and then I had controlled chaos, more comedy than crime.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the angle I took on this.
Yeah.
More comedy than crime.
It was very, very, very comedic for sure. And I think
It was.
No doubt.
I think your point about it being delightful the first time around, I think for me it was because of just how playful the Cockney accent and piss-taking and sarcasm was, but it does get a bit tired for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, all right, so to chunk my high level in here, I think, I mean, I agree with what everybody said. It was a great follow-up to his debut, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah.
It was definitely more polished. I think I own the two Sherlock Holmes movies, and I've actually only watched the first one a couple of times. But to your point, X, I think it was you that was talking about it. They're much more polished, so you can see the maturity as a filmmaker in those films.
Yeah.
So this is like a younger work. I when I first saw it, I was like, "This is so cool, man! It's full of style."
Yeah.
I think the music really, like, we've talked about soundtracks a lot. We can expound on this more later, but the music really helps this movie a lot.
Yep.
It's got some incredible actors from both sides of the pond. That said, in this viewing, I was definitely feeling like some of it was just a bit tired. Some of the jokes the pauses were too long. Like, it was like there were too many in a particular scene or sequence, and that, it's not to say I didn't enjoy the viewing like I did, but it's definitely showing its age a little bit. Like, there's movies that you can just watch and you're like, solid as fuck. Always has been, still is, all that, and it's 30 years old. This ain't one of those movies. It's close, but it's not one of those movies.
Yep.
Just to relate to one of your earlier podcasts, you guys did The Last Boy Scout.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one of the things that Ben said about it was too quippy. After a while, you're like, all right, Bruce, man, like, it's enough, man. Like, it's kind of, no one is that sarcastic.
Yeah.
And I kind of, even with Statham a little bit, I was like, all right, big dog, like, chill out, like, it's enough is enough. So I think they could have trimmed down a little bit of the sarcasm, but maybe that's an accurate portrayal of that, that demographic. I don't know.
This leads to my first gripe, which was
nice
Statham with the Z Gemins line. Like, the first time it was funny, but by the third time I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up.
Agreed.
I was like, come on, man. It's not that funny. Like, when somebody gets a joke and it's like, oh, they get a chuckle and they keep beating a dead horse. Like, yeah, look at me, I'm funny. No, man.
Oh, you mean like kind of like we do on this show?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was one of the things. Like, nobody's that quippy. Everybody's got something smarmy to say, And then again, that leads to the whole point. Like, if you look at like the whole, as you can tell, I fucking hate the Ocean's movie, man. Like, everybody's so cool and everybody's got like all these like, smart remarks and I got the perfect comeback. Bullshit. You driving home in your beat up Datsun thinking about what you could have said and getting pissed off and smashing the steering wheel. You didn't have the right words at the right time. So knock that shit off.
Yeah. I love how salty you are.
That's great, man.
Cold-blooded.
It's like the what you imagined you would have said, like,
yeah,
when you got it wrong in the moment. Like, every single part of the movie is like, Guy Ritchie had a fucking horrible, a horrible like week or something, and it was like he just wrote down every time, like, after he had like a bad exchange, like what he should have done. And I'm like, that's where he got this movie.
So you're positing that he's really Costanza.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Vandalay
The shrimp, man. The ocean called, man. They're running out of shrimp. Like, that's Guy Ritchie.
The jerk store called.
But they're running out of you. He's the jerk store, dude. Like, he was saving up all of the angst and the quips from all of those various encounters for 20 years, and he barfed them all out in this movie, and that's what we got.
Before, when you guys were talking about the Tarantino stuff and kind of like it was of an era, it reminded me like this and Lock, Stock kicking off an era of kind of like gangster comedy movies reminded me of how Judd Apatow unintentionally changed comedy, where like Knocked Up comes out, it blows up, and now all of a sudden that's all you can get funded, you know? Like we were talking about the Norm Macdonald stuff and like the Adam Sandler stuff being pre Knocked Up, and then Knocked Up just kind of took over for a series of years, and then that kind of sunsetted and it moved on to the next thing. And I feel like this is something similar where like there's just only so many times you can fucking watch a bunch of Cockney British dudes. And I think the number of times you can watch it is 2, Snatch and Lock, Stock. And then after that, like all that like layer cake, rock and roll, all that shit, I just fucking had no time for, dude.
Got you.
It just got tired by then. I think like I was 20 years old when this came out and was fucking pumped on it. And like 20 years old is the perfect time to watch a movie like this, but
yeah,
it just got fucking wrung dry, you know?
Yes.
Here's one thing I would say, not to throw a wet blanket on the podcast, but realistically, if I had seen this, I don't know if we would have picked Snatch.
Yeah.
You know, if I had watched it any time over the last 20 years, I don't know if I would have said even,
But I think that's what makes it interesting, though, is the fact that, like, here's a movie that most people, when they first saw it, were blown away by it. And now it's like you come back and you watch it and it's like, oh, it's like Jane's Addiction. I loved Nothing Shocking when I was younger. And then I listened to it like 20 years later and I'm like, yo, this fucking blows.
Yeah, right.
It just, I'm like, it just didn't hold water. And I'm not saying like this movie blows. Like there's a lot of great things about this film. And I know,
no doubt, man.
We are kind of like banging on like Alan Ford. Now, I didn't like him when I first saw it, but
killer.
I guess as I got older, just to appreciate what kind of character Bricktop was. And he was the one guy who didn't come with the quips. Like he was just hard and cold as fuck. Yeah. And he just said what he had to say, man.
His dialogue was better. I mean, before we like kind of start digging into the cast, like I think just going off what you just said, Nick, like I think I like my memory of this movie better than I enjoyed the rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my mind, I was like, man, that's such a great movie. I've seen it so many times, all that. But what I didn't add my high level, like, was similarly to a lot of us. Like I hadn't seen this in years, man, So I did a watch, a fragmented watch, which is not the best way to watch it. And then I did another whole half again last night and a little bit today. But I still, like, my memory of it was better than the rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
And
same.
as we've said, as we've said, like in numerous, or I think the better way to say it is that one of the things that the three of us have discovered in doing this show is how different we feel watching a movie now versus, when we saw it when we were younger. It's very, very different. And we some movies that we were like super stoked about, we were just kind of like, yeah, whatever. It was okay.
At least half the time.
I mean, like, and then there was some just dreadful turds, like
Mom and Dad Saved the
Looking
World.
at You, Double Impact. What's that?
And Mom and Dad Saved the World.
Yeah, oh man, Mom and Dad Saved the World.
That was terrible.
So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Airborne.
Airborne. I still love Airborne, but
I want to see you in your rollerblades and your codpiece.
Dude, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna show up to their show in the codpiece and rollerblades.
Yo, Nick, I'm feeling you.
Guys,
Yeah, exactly.
it's Mulvey.
I'm feeling you on that Bricktop
What?
shit, man. I think I forget the name of the baddie in Lock, Stock, but like if you swapped them, it wouldn't really work. Like I think Bricktop is the perfect foil in this one, the perfect hard ass cold pig farming fucking bad guy with like the most fucked up teeth in the world.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I don't think he was Richie's first choice for the role, but
Right.
I think that's one of the elements of him that makes him so fucked up is he's so fucked up looking.
Yeah.
He's like, no one looks like that guy. Like, I don't know anyone that resembles him in any way.
Sure.
And he's obviously, he's in full force out there. And I mean, he carries parts of the movie.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Alan Ford. Okay, so to just throw a nugget down, I guess he approached Connery for the role of Bricktop, and
That'd have been amazing.
I know. And Connery read the script, and he loved the script. And then I guess he walked out, and he was just like, I guess he arranged a private screening for Connery, and he watched Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He's like, I love the movie, but you can't afford me, which is a terrible Connery impression, but that's where Alan Ford came from. But I really think Alan Ford was like the better Bricktop. Like his dialogue was well written, and he was really, really good. You know, super seasoned actor. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think the dialogue is like good on some of the characters and super thin on other characters, like Turkish actually.
Yeah.
What about Turkish?
I was just saying that, Ben, that like the dialogue was really strongly written for like Bricktop, but
Yes.
kind of thin for Turkish.
Thin for okay. It was all right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Gotcha.
kind of going back to what you guys were saying, like Statham, like I felt like everything he said was just, there was such a wind up to it. You know what I mean? And too slow and too much pause, and you know, like the Germans thing was just, you know, tired after one and done, dude. That was great, and then like we didn't need it 3-4 more times, you know. And but like every quip, every sarcastic comment, which was like every other line coming out of his mouth, was there was just such an incredible wind up that didn't need to be there all the time, and it was like every single line, like I don't know, unnecessary.
They really tried to define it as him kind of, you know, bitch slapping Tommy every chance he got. And it's almost like that's where he's really winding up just to give it to Tommy. And they didn't really give Tommy many good lines in the flick at all.
No.
He did have one of my favorite lines.
The minerals?
Yeah.
The minerals was dope.
What? You don't think I have the minerals?
That was dope. I've got the gun, son.
Tommy's a very lovable oaf. I feel like I was just kind of thinking about it while you guys were talking about Statham, and I think one of the things for me about Statham in this is, number one, he came out of Lock, Stock, so like I was used to him as the Lock, Stock character, and then number two, he doesn't have a shit ton of screen time here, but he's got a ton of narration time, if memory serves.
Right.
You're talking about
Statham.
okay.
So it's kind of like he played a very similar character between this and Lock, Stock from memory. It's been fucking 20 years since I've seen Lock, Stock, but like close enough. And it's just the same fucking thing. Like you said, slow rolling, fucking fumbling around, blah, 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 blah. And then he's just narrating and narrating and narrating and narrating. And it got a bit tired. It was more enjoyable to see Tommy fuck around with Gorgeous George and, you know, all the shenanigans they got up to than it was to hang out with Statham in this one.
Yeah, I don't know. Statham is he like an action guy first and then an actor, or is he an actor? I don't.
Yeah,
I don't really know.
I think he's an actor first.
He's done some good stuff. Like I thought he was good in the last Guy Ritchie film I saw, Wrath of Man.
I haven't seen that one.
He was good in that.
No. I'm not saying he's not good, but you know, I think it was part him and part the way the part was written in the dialogue that made it just kind of beat, you know, because Stephen Graham, on the other hand, who plays Tommy,
Dude, I love him.
He's an excellent actor. In fact, he's probably one of the better, if not the best actor in this picture. Like the stuff he's gone on to do is like really, really good.
Dude,
like
Band
I don't
of
know if
Brothers,
anybody's
man.
seen. Well, yeah, Band of Brothers, and then also Boardwalk Empire. He
Oh, yeah.
plays
Yeah.
Capone, man, and he
was phenomenal.
formidable. Oh yeah, totally phenomenal. So, you know, he did a way better job with what he was given.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
IMO.
Yeah, no, because when I saw him in Boardwalk Empire, and I was like, he's playing Capone, and all I could think is like, you know, Tommy the Tit.
Yeah.
And but he won me over like real quick, like in just his acting prowess. So I was impressed with him, man.
He's kind of got a little bit of a Pesci vibe. I don't know if that's
A little bit.
like just in like the crazy little guy vibe that Pesci could do from time to time.
Sure.
Because you got like Lethal Weapon Pesci, who's annoying as fuck, and then you've got, you know, like some of the other like Goodfellas-y kind of Casino Pesci. Casino Pesci's fucking batshit, you know. Like, I think
he's fucking
Tommy
scary.
captured that a bit. Or Stephen Graham.
The one actor that I was really mad that I think they underused was Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, man.
I forgot he was in this.
There you go.
I actually did too.
I think they could have used him much, much more than what they did. You know, that was like a throwaway role for him.
Yeah.
It really was.
He was excellent thoh. Like I thought he was great.
Yes.
I just forgot like A, that he was in it, and B, like I was like, oh, he's in this, great, and then he's like gone. Like, yeah, 5 minutes later or whatever, like, he gets like, whatever, fucking 10 lines or something. It was disappointing for sure.
You talk about Benicio's role though, and he is underutilized. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I mean, he could have had more screen time here. But he gets knocked out in that van for hours.
Yeah.
Like they back into the van and my man is knocked out for hours. Like he would have got right. He would have been fine.
Yeah. He would have gotten him right then, man. But what it was great was in his flashbacks, like, even though it was just like still pictures, like a montage, he was still like conveying like just what kind of a degenerate gambler he was, when he's like winning, he's all excited, and when he's losing, he looks like he's, I've been in Atlantic City. You see people like that. It's like, all right, he nailed that. And just even in a non-speaking capacity and just still photos, I thought like, the guy's a great actor. I was like, they should have definitely used him more, I felt.
Agreed.
No doubt.
I like how you brought up the kind of the flashbacks with the still photos, and that was a device that he used a couple of times in the film, but I really think he should have just kept using it or used it a little bit more in the movie because it, was able to convey a certain feeling or idea that he was trying to put forward, and it was very cool, and it was kind of very, I don't know, I guess you could say kind of very Guy Ritchie, like very stylistic, very kind of almost music video maybe, but I think it might have benefited from doing a little bit more of that or utilizing that more to kind of convey some other ideas in the story. You know what I mean? Because there's some parts where it's just some air needs to be taken out.
Well, Guy Ritchie, and you talk about like, Sherlock Holmes being more polished, and there was some things in here, stylistically that were good. If you take like the Doug and Avi conversation when it's split screen, and it was like a small little thing I noticed, like whenever like the character would speak, they'd zoom in on that one and then pull back. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. But then like the zoom in slow motion shots of people's faces, like the first time it was cool, but then like
when Errol's walking in the room.
Yeah, like enough with that, like it's kind of like, some things fell flat, some things didn't, I like the whole opening sequence where it goes from character to character where, they pass in the diamond around. And I thought this was actually pretty cool of the actors where they kind of give off this sense of what kind of person you're dealing with. So there's like a little bit of like an exposition without giving up too much, So I thought it was cool. Like in that aspect, you get the vibe of the characters and you're kind of like, oh, okay, I see what this dude's going to be about. But then, he'll hammer it in with some, silly zoom in shit and then, slow motion face. And it's like, come on. Or Ben's favorite, the time jump.
There you go.
And a basket of fries.
I definitely kind of got to your zoomed in dialogue stuff. Like it was cool at first and then got tired. I kind of got like a Family Guy vibe at times where it was like way too fast and quippy and jump cutty and shit. And it was just like, calm the fuck down, dude. So maybe that is just a tack onto the side of that.
They have to. They have to have made fun of this movie on Family Guy.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh man, come on, must have.
Just picturing, Peter Griffin as Bricktop.
I gotta say, I'm very interested to see what everyone thinks about Pitt in this movie.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Yeah, right on. I love Pitt in this, man. I think it's great.
Yeah, man. So I'm a Pitt fan. I don't know what you guys think of him.
Yeah,
some
same.
people hate him. I'm a big fan of him. I honestly think he's one of the best character actors of this generation.
Sure.
He that dude.
No, I would agree with that in parts for sure.
For mainstream flicks, I mean, he has his limitations, sure. I mean, but he's one of the few actors that will really take chances in small roles and so forth. But what I was going to say is,
yes,
it's true.
What do you think this movie is? If you take him out of this movie, is this movie memorable at all?
It's a good question, man.
Yeah.
Short answer, yes.
A short answer, it's Lockstock, which I think because Lockstock was already out, everyone would be like, dude, you're just doing the same thing. I think I totally hadn't thought of it like that, but I would say that you're right. I would say that Pitt's role here, which was written in after the fact, is just enough to elevate the movie, to graduate it as the Pulp Fiction where Lockstock was the Reservoir Dogs. Like, you don't want the same thing, and it was close enough to the same thing, but I think Pitt's character elevates it. So I'm totally on that motorcycle.
I'd love to hear what Benny thinks.
I don't know about Pitt specifically, but I think if you do away with the Pykers, it's kind of that's definitely an interesting part of the film for sure.
Yeah. They're fucking hilarious, dude.
There's a lot of laughs there. And, it's sort of like I'm trying to think of an analogy here, and it's not coming to me, so I'm just going to drop it.
They're the douche machina.
Yes, there you go.
What do you you think they're the comic relief, Ben?
They're the chaos.
Well, they're definitely the chaos for sure. I don't know if they're the comic relief. There's definitely a lot of comedy there, but
What? That's Let's see. I think
they were the only ones that actually had their shit together. Everyone else is floundering around thinking they had their shit together, but they were the only ones that had their shit together.
Yes, and I think that this is really kind of more of a nuggety Bob, but
oh boy,
it's when Pitt, like, he was a fan of Richie's first movie, so he approached him and was like, hey, I'd love to be in this film. And I guess they had this like long conversation, and he was like, oh yeah, definitely. And then he realized that he had no role for him in the movie. And apparently Pitt struggled severely with a London accent. So
makes sense.
Because of those two things, he wrote the part of Mickey. He wrote and created the character of Mickey just for Brad Pitt. So, and his accent was somewhat of a piss take on the fact that he couldn't do the London accent. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you took him out, but you still had the Pykes. I don't know. I don't think it's such a huge anchor point of the movie that it would just be a disaster without it. I think it would definitely be more like Lock, Stock, but I still think it would be good. I mean, just kind of sticking on Pitt for a second, like, we've extolled the virtues of Pitt here, and I mean, he's got some amazing movies. California is a great one that comes to mind, where he's just really bringing it, man. And then, some other movies that it's like, not so much. Kind of like Tom Cruise, both of which we love.
I don't think he makes a movie, like if the movie's good, the part is good, he brings it, but it isn't going to save it if he's just there, I think.
I totally agree with that.
I don't know.
Consequently, though, in regards to the Piker accent, I don't know from experience, but I've heard from friends across the pond that he fucking nailed it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
well, there you
good.
go.
One thing I'll say about Pitt in that role, I think that role, and Kev, you mentioned, the role might still work without him. I think it's a star role. You need a star to carry that, just because without it, it's a really bizarre character. And I think he adds like that screen. He's magnetic, he's fucking Brad Pitt.
No doubt.
What I was going to say is, when I mentioned that he has his limitations, the first thing that comes to mind is his accents. Like, I don't think he can do accents well at all.
No.
So that doesn't surprise me that he couldn't do a traditional English accent, but that he could pull off something that really no one really knows how to pinpoint,
Yes. And that fact, what you just stated about the accent is exactly why I don't think he's like one of the greatest character actors. He definitely has done some great movies, and he's just absorbed into some roles that he's done, and they were incredible.
Yeah.
Again, California. I can't really think of anything else at the moment for some weird reason, but
Floyd from True Romance.
Yeah, dude.
Condescend me, man.
Yeah, that was good.
Fucking
Bit
kill
part,
you,
but
man.
really good.
I mean, there's Fight Club, there's 12 Monkeys.
Dude, Legends of the Fall.
Oh yeah, right. Totally.
He actually kills Legends of the Fall.
He does. He's really good in that.
Side note, my wife, that's probably, if my wife had a hall pass, it's probably Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
and when I first met her, she was like, Legends of the Fall is the greatest movie of all time. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? But she made me watch it, and he is dope in that movie.
It's a fucking good movie.
It really is.
That's a yearly watch for me, if not a couple times a year.
And you got 7 as well.
7 is crazy in 7.
What's in the box?
No doubt.
I mean, I thought he was good in Once Upon a Time in America. That's more recent. But
yeah.
Great in that.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you mean Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Hollywood, sorry, yeah, Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, he was really good in that, man.
He's great in Moneyball. I mean,
Moneyball.
Yeah.
Patchy.
Oh my God! Let's talk about how great Brad Pitt is.
Well, I think to riff on the Moneyball thing, thinking about it now, like I was definitely vibing with what you were saying, X, about him being a great actor. I feel like in the Moneyball sense, like he's the baseball player that gets shit done and occasionally cranks home runs. You know, like he's got some fucking home runs under his belt. Like he's not,
no doubt, no doubt.
He's not a fucking heavy hitter, maybe considering some of the misses, but he's a fucking solid actor.
No doubt. And I think, you could say that he's going on to have a better career than Clooney, which at one time, like around the Ocean's 11 time, they were probably parallel.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think, I don't know. He's not my favorite actor. It's kind of hard to evaluate him without sort of like the sex appeal element of it, because anytime you talk about him, it feels like oh, what do you got a crush on Brad Pitt? You know what I mean? But it's like, no, just if you just look at him as an actor, he does have some misses for sure, just like almost most of them.
People.
But he's rock solid in a lot of different roles.
Yeah, he definitely gives me a Robert Redford vibe. Like I think the two of them in Spy Game, for example, like they're very similar in that sense.
I hate him. I swear to God, if I could push him down a flight of steps, I would. I can't stand him. He's like a fucking wallet your grandma gave you that talks. I fucking can't stand Robert Redford. Fuck him. Wow. Yo, I'm sorry. You guys are uncovering a lot of my fucking hate tonight.
No, we are. This is really good. This is an exploratory episode. I really like it.
I swear to God, with his fucking sagging face, and he's like, I'm too cool. You know what? Fucking pull your teeth out with pliers. I can't stand him. I can't fucking stand him. I swear to God.
Salty.
How do you really feel?
I got to be honest. I got into with the training. I got into a lot of fights this morning, and I got my ass handed to me, so I am kind of salty today.
All right, fair enough. I love
it. I got hit in the head with a stick like multiple times. So,
so now you hate Robert Redford.
Maybe my chemical balances are off. I don't know, but still, fuck Robert Redford.
Regardless, fuck Robert
I'm
Redford.
with your hatred of it, man. I just want to say I just ejected to look up Brad Pitt's filmography, and I totally forgot he was in The Big Short. He was really good in that.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah. Character piece in that.
Oh, yeah.
He was good in that.
Benny's like, stop reading from fucking IMDb, boys. Come on.
I'm not, dude. It's a death, though.
But yeah, one thing about him is he will sink into a small role like that. He doesn't have to always be the star, which is...
Yes, which I dig.
I didn't see it this time around, but back in the day, maybe it was like a DVD commentary or some shit. He evidently went and lived with the Pykes for a while in prep for this role. And I think that would have been one, hilarious, and two,
cool.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I love how like the first scene of him is him taking his shit between a car and a fucking trailer. But that Irish that accent is actually reminds me a lot of like that shanty Irish. Now I lived in a neighborhood in the Bronx called Woodlawn, and I mean it's like super Irish. Like there was like an IRA bar. I mean, I walked in there and like literally like the record was like. They're like, "Hey, what do here?" And I was like, "I'm looking for my friend. He's not here. You can go." And I was like, "All right,
you can fuck off.
You can fuck off here. Who the fuck are you?"
Totally, man.
So like, but I saw the movie before I moved to that neighborhood, and like now, like I watch it, I'm like, yeah, it's like the guys in my neighborhood. I'm able to watch that. There was a DVD version that actually had the Mickey subtitles only.
Oh, really?
So you could see that. Yeah. And to which I'll admit, the version I watched this time around, I actually unearthed my DVD, and I was such a nerd. I had the Snatch 2-disc special edition Frankie Four Fingers poker set. Like, so it comes with like it comes with the dealer chip and a deck of cards. And as I unearthed it, like I had this like hatred for myself, because I remember when I bought it, I was like, yeah, I'm fucking cool. I got the special edition. Now I looked at it, I was like, oh, you're a fucking nerd. So I had the fucking tag on it. So I looked it up on eBay. It's going for like $4. I was like, yeah. As I get the time, I was like, I got a collectible. No. I got a fucking brick.
That's awesome.
I'll cop to that. But I do want to go back to real quick. Do some of the things that Guy Ritchie did do well. I did like the whole intro scene when they're going into the Antwerp Diamonds, and you're following the security cams.
Yeah, that was cool.
And there's another scene when Vince and Saul are talking, and Saul has his back to the camera, but you see his face in the security screen in front of him. You know, so you have Vince and the image of Saul, so you kind of see what his face is doing at the same time. I thought that was actually pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
that was one thing I thought the Guy Ritchie got right, was like one of those little cool things.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure it's been done elsewhere, but I don't recall anyone that's done stuff like that recently, or at least of that era.
You know what else he was good in? Burnout.
Guy Ritchie.
Close the fucking tab, bro.
he's still reading that.
All right.
You know what else he was good in?
Alongside George Clooney.
Yeah.
His weird little swiveling dildo chair.
Oh, dude.
So, wait, what?
In
Yeah.
fucking, that is such a good call, Benny. What was that movie called?
Burn After Reading.
Burn
I
After
never
Reading.
saw that.
Fuck, that's a good movie.
Great movie. You know what's a terrible movie? Is Fury. That movie sucks.
That movie was all right. What are you talking about?
No, that was good.
See, I swap. I didn't like Burn After Reading. I dug Fury.
Fury was dope, and Killing Them Softly too. He was in.
Oh yeah, that was
Killing Them
good.
Softly
Yeah,
was
that.
alright.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but Fury was just weak. I didn't like John Bernthal, and I don't like Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, but that's the movie Brad Pitt beat the shit out of Shia LaBeouf on set, man.
Ooh, that makes me like
Is
it.
that right?
Oh,
Yeah.
good nugget
Did he?
right there.
Yeah.
That makes me like him more.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Brad Pitt was like sick of his shit, and he just threw him a beating outside the tank.
No shit.
Yeah,
Down.
Interesting nugget on Shia LaBeouf. Ill freestyler.
yeah, he do got skills.
Crazy
What?
ill freestyler.
Really?
We're gonna take a Stallone cul-de-sac for a second.
Off the top.
Wait
man.
a second. Hey, this is our damn show. God damn it.
Oh, we just hijacked it. So,
Holy shit.
Yeah, we do it every week. Go ahead.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
actually, two Brit hip hoppers that we really like. Number one, Pete and Boss. Love Pete and Boss. There's these two old dudes that hang out in pubs and they just spit fire, man. So check them out. And then this is a known fact. X, you tell them who you put me on to, who's fucking
Yeah.
nasty.
No question. And also one of the dopest actors. If you've ever heard Tom Hardy rap,
Really?
he was heavy, probably around the time Snatch came out. Yo,
What?
I couldn't
No
believe
shit.
it. I couldn't believe it. You could YouTube it. My man was nice. Like, he sounds like an MC.
Yo, Stallone approved.
That's
Really
great.
dope. Really
Wow.
dope.
My name's Tom Hardy. I'm gonna hijack your airplane.
Fucking some serious Bane action, dude. I love Tom Hardy. That's hilarious. I'm totally picturing like sweaty Eminem doing a freestyle rap battle.
And muscly, sweaty Eminem.
Yeah.
But he was like dropping like deep literary shit.
Now I'm going to rap for you.
He was dropping like deep literary
Like
shit too.
on some MC shit. Like
That's
real, like thought provoking. Yeah, I was impressed.
That's great.
That's cool. That was a really great nug-de-sack.
Oh,
Which is now going to tie into a gripe that I have, keeping about the British hip hop.
Gripe-de-sack.
That Jason Statham line where he goes, "Bust the cap in your ass," was the worst fucking hip hop accent.
Agreed.
And I like Statham, but I wanted to knuckle him for
I
that
like
one,
Statham too.
You know?
That's a good call though.
that's fair.
Ollie G, he is not.
No way.
Dude, I love LAG. I love how Kev was all defensive about you hijacking his show after he completely ejected.
Yeah. I was kind of joking, but
You know, what is it they put in ecstasy that makes people dance like pricks?
Bullshit.
Joking? About what? What?
It's the like, whenever anyone drops any knowledge on the show and there's silence afterwards, it's because Kev's reading IMDb.
sort of ejecting for their own cul-de-sac on our show, and I'm like off reading IMDb for 5 minutes about Brad Pitt's filmography.
Oh, you know what else he was in? Thelma and Louise. Yeah.
He was in
Louise.
California. Did I mention that?
With a K?
Legends of the Fall. Did I mention that?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
No, it's terrible, terrible movie.
Dude, Vinnie Jones is pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, he's good, man.
I don't know how much acting he was doing. Evidently, he was just a hard-ass footballer who was known for like grabbing players by the balls. That was his thing.
That's positive.
You.
Do what you got to do, I guess.
Yeah, he's a real life badass, man.
Yeah.
One of the scenes, here's a nugget, is that
Whoa.
he got arrested during filming for fighting. So the scene where Bullet Tooth Tony comes up to Sol and Vince in the car is his stunt double because he was in jail that night. Like he's a fucking he's a real life thug, man.
He's brolic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of Boris the Blade?
I liked Boris, man.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that actor. That guy's excellent. He was in The Saint and all these. He's done a lot of stuff, and he was just excellent in this. You know, he was one of those standouts in this. You know, like that's again one of the things this movie has working for it is that it's populated by enough actors that really bring like the 50 caliber shot. You know, like Dennis Farina and that guy. I cannot remember his name.
It's like fucking alphabet soup.
And Benicio and Stephen Graham.
Rade Serbajizija or some shit.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
I think I like him because it's like a total piss take caricature of a Russian, you know, like, but it's intentional. I don't think that role would have been as good if it was like a serious Russian. Like it had to be kind of silly and kind of like Cold War comic kind of relief-ish. I just love him like dancing around in the fucking street with the bag on his head, and then he just gets cleaned out by the car or whatever. It's just, it's just a funny character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like when he pulled the gun on Vincent Saul and he's kind of like jerking around, you know, in that stereotypical Russian suit that's sold at like Sheep's Head Bay everywhere, you know.
You motherfuckers.
And he grabs Tommy by the nuts.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, no, he's really good.
But to go to the overkill with the jokes, when he was getting shot by Bullet Tooth Tony, and I was like, come on, how many times are you going to shoot him?
Yeah.
Almost. Bang, bang. You know, it was like, all right.
Yeah.
You know, by the second clip, I was kind of like, all right, you know, come on, man.
It's like, all right, I think this dude's done.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah.
But I did like the character of Bullet Tooth Tony. I thought they could have done... he was a character I probably would have wanted to have seen, explored more, like when that mullet guy...
Oh, that was Spud from Trainspotting.
Yeah, Trainspotting.
Yeah. Every time I see him, I think of him with the shitty bed sheets at the breakfast table.
Oh, yeah.
He's the dude who came through the toilet, right?
Yeah.
His name is Ewan Bremner, and he's
a great actor.
He is a great actor. He's been in a lot of cool stuff, and I'm a big fan of Black Hawk Down. I've seen that many times, and he's in that, and he plays an American in it, and he is really, really good at it, man.
Considering his baseline accent, that's impressive. He's about as fucking Scottish as you come. That's a great scene with him in the window.
That is a good scene. Yeah. Farina loving it.
Really, really good scene. I mean, I think just kind of commenting on Vinny for a second. Like, I think he excels in this because he's kind of doing him, you know. Like he's seen. Like I've always read too that and heard that he was this kind of thuggy guy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like like he seems well suited to the role.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if he's doing anything really amazing there. Just kind of being Vinnie Jones, but it works like hell for sure.
Yeah.
Really well. And that scene with the car and Ewan Bremner was great.
Yeah, and there was another deleted scene, the one where he pisses on Errol's leg, where it's Avi and Bullet Tooth Tony go to see Bricktop to buy the diamond. And it comes out that Bullet Tooth Tony killed Errol's brother. So Errol, like, trying to be all tough. And in this scene, and this is why I wish they had a little more Bullet Tooth Tony, like, he really just gets in his face, like, real jailhouse thug-like. And he's like, you're a bully, son, but I'm a bigger bully. And I'm going to put you, like, the way he puts him down, I was like, yeah, that should have been in the fucking flick, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was something that was like, I don't know, I guess because the storyline of Bricktop and Avi interacting probably would have dragged it out more, but that scene between him and Errol, you kind of saw, like, Errol get put in his place, and you just saw how badass Bullet Tooth Tony was. Like, he was just, like, nose to nose, like, I will fucking end you.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you could do about it. And I was like, and it kind of just spoke volumes to what kind of guy he was.
I think they got that, though, when Saul and Vinny run up on him and he's got the Desert Eagle and he sees the replica on their guns.
Yeah.
I think they kind of defined him right there. But yeah, that would have been dope to see him beat down Errol.
That was great. You guys have a real thing about Errol.
Like, fuck him. And total sidebar, I shot a Desert Eagle. There's no way you're shooting that shit side hand like he did. That's like getting kicked in the palm of your hand. Like that thing. There's a reason why they call that a hand cannon. Like that was like I shot that thing. My fucking hand hurt for a week.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
I kind of feel you on the hatred of Errol, man. He reminded me of that dickless dude from Game of Thrones, the Greyjoy dude.
Oh yeah,
Theon.
Yeah.
Reek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought Arrow was just bad casting. Like he wasn't intimidating at all.
The only scene I liked him in when he's like, "That sounds like hostility, John. We
Yeah.
don't like hostility."
Yeah.
No, we
yeah,
don't. That was the only line he did that I liked. Otherwise, fuck him. Fuck Arrow.
Arrow.
Fuck that guy. I fucking hate Robert Redford too.
Yeah, fuck him and Robert Redford.
And Ocean's 11.
And Ocean.
Dude, Ocean's 11 was good. I don't know what you're talking about. The rest of them sucked.
I
a
love
bag of
Ocean's
dicks,
11.
Oh man, fuck that movie.
but Fuck you guys.
There's this whole thing with Hollywood and Vegas where they're trying to like recreate that whole Rat Pack vibe, and they're just like cellophane facsimile douchebags, and it just fucking makes me angry.
Oh, man.
Fuck them. And I like Clooney. I like all the actors that are in there, but it's like I wish I could get a time machine and just go set fire to their trailers while they were filming it and just cause chaos on set. and just be done with it.
Just be done with it.
Dude, like, I love how we started this podcast with like, yeah, it's a little too much tough guy bravado in this movie, and then the whole show you've been doing the same thing. It's fucking great, dude. I want to fucking kill him. Catch his bit looking motherfucker.
Nick's a real life tough guy. He doesn't like movie tough guys.
No, that's right.
I love it.
Legit.
So I'm gonna jump a nugget here. I'm all over the place today.
It's all right.
The guy who played Tyrone, who's scratching records? The fuck was that?
Sorry, that was me.
Oh, we started cutting up on the wheels.
Man's on the wheels of steel.
Back here on the grills, man. Don't bother me.
That's all right. So Tyrone, the guy who plays him, I don't know, Ade, whatever his name is, he was actually a real life like gangster bodyguard, and he was on set, and Guy Ritchie was like, "You need to be in my movie," and cast him as Tyrone.
That's great, dude. I didn't know that. He's fucking hilarious in
Wow,
this
nice
movie.
nugget. Yeah, he was funny.
He's one of my favorite characters in this one, dude. Took a half an hour to get out of the car.
And they fat shamed my man the whole time. The whole time. Hey, fat boy. Fat man.
But then he gets out of the car and he gets Benicio.
Yeah.
Again, Benicio would have heard that coming.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been knocked out for that long, and he would have heard that coming. But I do like that character.
I love how you're always defending everything Benicio did in this movie.
We would have rewritten it differently. Well, in another deleted scene, this is actually the one thing I'm going to say is good about that box set I got. It's because it had the deleted scenes, and it actually had like a little booklet that went with it that had nuggets that were not on IMDb. But with the other scene where Benicio del Toro did have some more screen time, they took the cozy off his head and he pulls the gun out of the case. And then again, he calls Tyrone fat boy like 3 times in the thing.
Fat shaming the fuck out of him. Back when we were allowed to fat shame.
Yep.
I think that point is going to get you an extra couple bucks when you sell it at the tag sale this summer.
There you go, baby.
You get $7 for that.
That's right. Rolling Stallones autographed on eBay. Here you go. You get $6.
Lawn sale.
So, Nick, you wanted to talk about Dennis Farina.
Yeah, I love Dennis Farina. Back when he was on Crime Story, he was fantastic. That Michael Mann classic TV show.
Yes.
What I liked about him is you have a Chicago Guinea playing the New York Jewish diamond dealer.
Yeah.
And I thought he definitely, for a Chicago guy, he can definitely pull off the New York, attitude. And, for all the cursing that was in the film, nugget, 163 F-bombs dropped. For all the cursing that was in the film, I think what was great about Farina was that there was a stark difference in the way he used fuck than the Brits did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I didn't pick up on that, but like I guess being like a nerd now and having more experience with life, like you saw the cultural difference in the way that just the word was used. I don't know if it was intentional or just the way, the actors came across, but like when he's like, "Who the fuck cares?" versus "Now fuck off," you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It was like a ray of sunshine.
I really like how you
It was
just
a total rescue from all the Brit tough guys shit. To have like at least one, different variety in there, like just to offset things. It was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, agreed. I felt like Del Toro did the same thing too, because he had a really interesting kind of kooky accent, which I loved.
Yeah.
You know, then what do you want? You know, I find it interesting too, Nick, that you said, and now you just said, and now I'm a nerd. Like you had some sort of nerd again, like some
A nerd emergence or a re-nerd emergence,
no, it was
perhaps.
like one of those religious, like born again type of situations. But you became a nerd, But I'm here to tell you that you were always a nerd, dude. You just didn't know it.
I think your Snatch poker set would argue that you have always been a nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Chad.
Well, hey, if you guys want to play poker, come on through. I'm bringing it.
There you go.
Oh, I forgot Dennis Farina passed away, guys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, in 2013.
But he died.
Yeah, he's been dead a while.
I will take that ejection death gladly because I'm glad we found
Being
that
old.
out.
I was gonna say I agree with Nick on his point. I think Farina is unique in that regard anyway, right? Like Midnight Run, whatever he's in, he's always got that unique ability to swear. Like the way he cusses is different than most people do.
And he's got a fantastic mustache.
And he's a real cop. He's a real
Damn
life
it.
cop.
Yeah, that's right. He does have a great stash.
He does.
And again, and like I said, he was a cop, man. He was a Chicago police officer. I think that's what was it? He got started in Thief with Michael Mann. I think that was his first film he did.
Mate, yeah.
Dude, throwing out
Midnight
the old
Run
school
was
stuff. I love it. It was Thief.
Now, X and I dig some Michael Mann flicks, man.
Dude, he's great.
Dude, 18 years on the Chicago police force.
No doubt.
Sorry, man. That's a long time.
It doesn't happen every day.
In Chicago.
You'll love it. The scene
And
with
he's
him
managed
with
to
Tony with the dog at the end there, where he's like, "Come on, Tony, let's go." When he's like shooting the gun, and fucking Tony, he kills Tony, and then just hops in the airplane. I just thought like his frantic kind of ADD running around shooting the dog thing was just, like you said, Benny, a ray of sunshine, man. He was just such a funny fucking character.
And that was an interesting scene because you saw Bullet Tooth Tony was reticent to cut the dog open, which is indicative of a lot of criminal sociopaths where they have no problems hurting people, but they don't like hurting animals.
Sure. I liked that a lot. It was definitely a bit of nuance there. He was just like, fuck, man, that's a bit much, isn't it?
Less intellectual note on that. That dog looks just like my dog Alpha.
It's a good dog, man. It's a good dog.
You like dag? I like dags.
Cup of tea for the big fella.
I guess the Pikeys like reminded me like when you guys talked about the scratchies and the people who would be coming through to the gas station.
Yeah.
Oh, the lottery golems.
Yeah. That's what the lottery. That's what the Pikeys reminded me of.
Not a winner.
Give me $5. Go ahead. Sorry, dude.
No, it's funny, but that's like, I guess watching it this time, I was like, yeah, it's kind of like living in Woodlawn, with these Irish guys.
Totally.
Oh, you're a big fucker.
I love the whole group. I mean,
Yeah,
it definitely got old and
yeah.
repetitive, but the whole group repeating whatever Mickey said, it was just something about that was super funny.
Yeah, it was. It was the pikey bits were funny, man. Like the dynamic of the entourage or the what do you call it? The chorus, the Greek chorus there. Because that's kind of how it was in the pikey camp. It was like the Mickey mostly, and then the mom, and then the chorus. This entourage was great.
Yeah.
Does Mickey
with honorable mention here, Jason Fleming, who I think is such an underrated actor. He's been in so many great things.
Yeah, he's great.
And he had a starring role in Lock, Stock, and then he had a smaller part in this where he didn't have many lines, but man, is his mullet just freaking banging in this movie, dude.
It's a good mullet.
It's supreme.
Supreme. Mullet Supreme.
Magnificent.
Yeah, I think that's going to be my new superhero name is Mullet Supreme.
Mullets are making a comeback.
Yeah, they are.
Dude,
They
yeah,
are making a hard comeback in the suburbs.
especially over here, man. Holy shit.
What? Oh, here too. I've seen some mullets. Hey, what?
I'm waiting for the
do
rat
not
tail to
get
come
me
back.
started.
Yeah. Rat tail should never come back.
No, I agree. Well, the
And
fanny pack never should have come back, but hey, here we are.
Here we are.
It never went away.
Never really went away, Kev. That's the secret.
Get the gold nameplate with the Playboy bunny on it.
Oh yeah, sure. Super classy. Super classy.
Mag wheel BMX bike.
Oh, that I'm down with, dude. Give me some freaking composite mags on a BMX bike, bruh.
Dude, you and your sports movies. Your extreme sports movies. I think Tyrone's bros were pretty good. The trio that robbed the bookies, that blagged the
yeah,
bookies.
right.
Yeah.
Nikki wanted to talk about Lenny Jones, a.k.a. Lenny James.
Yeah, Lenny James and Robbie G. I thought they were good, man. I thought
Yeah.
They were based off of a lot of like those True TV, like, stupid criminal shows. A lot of what they did was based on that. Yeah. And I thought they were, they had a good chemistry to them. They were funny.
They're funny as fuck, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't like Tricky, the guy who played Lincoln. Stick to being a gangster.
He always plays the same shit in all of those movies.
Yeah, he's a shitty MC too, man. Fuck
Yeah.
him.
He had his moment.
I make the bodies. I don't erase the bodies.
Yeah, I'll make the booties. Fuck him and his mug.
Bjork's ex-boyfriend.
Wait, say that again, X?
I'm getting in a side combo with Nick. What do you guys think? Does Mickey take out Bullet Tooth in a scrap?
I reckon he does. Yeah, definitely.
With his one punch, yeah.
Mickey's knocking everyone out.
I think hand to hand, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a
But
door
Bullet
fight, if
Tooth
it's a
Tony's-
car door fight, I think Bullet Tooth would win.
There you have it.
I agree.
But I would give it to Mickey, but I think if there was weapons involved, I'd have to give it to Bullet Tooth because he's got that katana saber in his
question
trousers. Pulls out and fucking stabs people.
Depends on the rules of the fight.
That's it. No, what about Mickey versus Dalton?
Ooh, man. That is a fight I'd like to see, dude.
Oh, I got Dalton all day.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would go with Dalton too, but I don't know, man.
Mickey might be distracted by the J.C. Penney in town.
Getting
I
some
brought
new
a
grapes for his
Krauses.
caravan.
I feel like Mickey would give him a one punch, and then Dalton would get like super crazy pissed, like he does a couple times in the movie, and then he'd rip his throat out.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'm with you.
That is a possibility. That is a possibility.
Mickey versus Batman. Who wins, bro?
Wow.
That's a Batman death.
We know who would be buried there.
Too many Batmans. And that's an instant death for Jarhigo. I'm sorry.
Joke will never get old until it does.
It's all right.
So what about the plot? I think we're into the bits and bobs territory here.
Yeah, what do we think of the plot?
I mean, very happenstance.
For some reason I thought the scene where the Russian dude gets hit by a car and the chocolate milk hits the windshield, I thought that was the end of the movie. I didn't realize it was kind of like halfway through or whatever.
Not halfway, but there was
yeah.
still a lot left.
still
Yeah,
a
I
lot
agree. I thought the same thing too, man.
Yeah, it did take a lot of turns where you thought it might have I know watching it this time around, I was like, oh, wait, there's still more to go?
Yeah, it falls apart at the end a little bit.
Yeah. But then again, what do I know about diamonds?
I enjoyed the boxing scenes.
Those were good, man. Those were good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had to, are we on bits and bobs, or are we just kind of
Yeah, man.
talking about? Yeah, okay, I'll throw one out there. I really feel like this movie, one of its strengths is it's just really beautifully shot. Like the way he composes all of the frames is there's a lot of thought put into that, man, and a lot of the scenes and the shots are really, really well done. I could very easily make an argument that it's too artistic or over the top, but I think it works well in this movie, and I think you see it like when you watch like the Sherlock Holmes movies. Like he's really matured with that, and even like his use of like slow motion and shit, because he frames everything so nicely. Like it's it makes the taste in your mouth not so bad with the slow-mo. You know, like the whole sequence when Turkish is narrating what Bricktop does to get Mickey into the fight, including burning the caravan with his mom in it. Like that's a really great shot, man. That whole sequence is fantastic. It's beautifully done, you know? So I think he like picks and chooses and sets up his shots really, really well. It really adds a lot to the movie, you know, that kind of style that we were talking about earlier. Again, I just think that well, whatever. I don't have to put that part in there. I'll say that again later.
No, but the funeral scene, you know, when Mickey's mourning his mom's death and he's drunk and they're having that party, I thought that was actually really cool how he put that together.
Yes.
When Mickey gets knocked out and he kind of falls into the pool of water, that was another one I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You talked about the slow-mo and like the close-up. This kind of goes with my bits and bob. There was that one sloppy-eyed gangster who looked like his face was melting.
Yeah.
And my first thought was Emil from RoboCop.
Ooh, nice. Very nice.
Me.
That's what he looked like.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, I don't know if bits and bob are wrapped up in a gripe. Actually, before I even do that, actually, I'll touch back on the other cool thing Guy Ritchie did. I thought like the whole scene, like there was this like parallel between dogs and like underlings in the underworld. And then during the hair coursing scene when Errol and John are going after Tyrone.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, you know, I thought that was pretty cool.
Intercut with the chase,
Yeah.
And
to where, you know, Turkish figures the rabbit gets fucked, but it was the wrong rabbit. You know, I thought that was kind of clever. I didn't pick up on that like when I first watched it, maybe because I was too blazed. I don't know.
Yeah, but there was also like a Germans drop there that was really annoying. Yeah.
And
and the cap.
in
The
the
cap. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the whole-
cringy.
And the whole
Terrible.
laters.
Terrible.
Oh, Jesus.
Lighters.
Laters. So I had two gripes kind of wrapped up in the bits and bob. Like,
Ooh.
Vincent Saul, why the fuck did they put the diamond back in the fucking case and they didn't have the combination? Like, that was fucking
They
stupid.
didn't even have time to do that, though.
I didn't think they did. I went back and I watched it, and they actually show you them putting it back in the case and closing it. Because I thought the same thing, too.
I thought the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, when they show you Boris getting ready to come in with the gun, like you actually see them do that as he's walking into the room.
Huh. All right.
I love.
Now this is a super. Go ahead.
I love how in our show, like you guys have been with us long enough to recognize that the only appropriate gripe to bring to the table are like the pettiest, bullshittiest gripes. Like Kev's always like,
Thank
that
you.
fucking
Thank
cigar.
you.
Where do they find the cigar after the apocalypse, huh? This is like, I had a stopwatch and I was timing whether they could put the
man.
diamond in the
Exactly.
briefcase. It's total bullshit. I love it.
Hey, listen, you ruined Die Hard 2 for me with that, man. I can't watch that scene with the clean garbage cans.
See? I was right.
I was like, God damn it, he was correct. Those are fucking brand new.
Yeah, dude.
I love it.
It's so, what's the deal with the clean garbage cans?
That's it, man. Gotta be a bullshit gripe.
Here's another
bullshit gripe? Do
super
it.
nerdy. Yeah. Oh my God. So when Bricktop's talking about like how to feed a guy to the pigs,
Yeah, that's a great scene.
he's a British guy. He's using imperial measurements. He's using pounds instead of kilograms.
Yeah, but that's what they do in Britain.
Why? They do.
Oh, they do use pounds
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
weight?
Yeah, we're gonna just edit that right out, dude.
That's a
Okay.
death, bro.
For you. It's all good.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought they did kilograms and shit
Nah,
like that. Man.
no, they
No,
do.
that's
They
why
do
they're
stone for
that's
fuck's
why
sake.
they're Yeah, that's why their notes are called pounds, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Is that why?
Well, I don't know if that's why, but it's
Nah, just be confident,
like,
Kev. Just be
you know
confident.
what I mean.
Yeah, totally
No, that's
is.
why.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, but the shorthand for pounds is LBs and not that weird L with the double thing in there, like a yen.
Yeah,
That's the
Kev.
old version of that symbol.
Yeah, they do. They do miles and imperial measurements. I think they have a mixed bag nowadays, but they're basically imperial.
It's like us and them. We're the only ones in the world still using that.
Mhm.
Everybody else, it's metric.
You'll go look it up. You're gonna go Kev out and validate, fact check people.
Yep.
I need to know for my own
I
sanity.
like how
at this point.
you're fact checking Kev. He's the fact checker around here.
Talking about gripes, I still say, I know I mentioned it earlier, there's no way Benicio would have been knocked out for that long. And there's no way that Tyrone would have gotten out of the car, knocked him out. And Vinny and Saul don't even get out. Tyrone does it all by himself.
That is such a total gripe of Kev. I love
That's
it.
bullshit.
Nicely done.
That's
great.
bullshit.
It is. I love it, dude. It's great.
Dude, that's that scene where they blag the bookies and Tyrone comes and opens the door was pretty good too, man. I've always had a soft spot for that one.
Great scene.
All right. Brits do use a mix of imperial and metric.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm
yeah,
around.
I know they do. That's what we said.
I know. I just had to. Whatever. I wish Guy Ritchie was here so I could have a quick quip, man.
I love it.
I am. You know what, dude? You're getting that's like a double death. Like you just walked right into that, man.
I fucking love it. I can actually confirm that what you said was true. So yeah.
Okay. Not trying to steal your thunder, Nick, but I had a bit that kind of overstating the obvious. We mentioned it before. The soundtrack to this is so strong. We have talked about films and the way that music works in various different films. Sometimes it's just they're adding to the entirety of the scene or the story. Sometimes it's like really jumping out at you. In this movie, it is just in your face and just perfectly chosen the tracks that he used. Like, I had forgotten how good the soundtrack was until I watched it, and I pulled up the soundtrack on YouTube and started listening to it again. It's so damn good.
So
man.
good.
All of the songs.
Best Oasis song ever because you didn't get the Gallagher singing on it.
Yeah, totally, man. And I remember when we did season 2 of the Umbrella Academy, and we were talking about Golden Brown, and
Golden Brown's so good.
It is, and I remember how we talked about how much we liked that song, and I had this niggle, like I couldn't not figure out where I had heard it before. It's this movie.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, the Mirway track from the hair chasing scene. It's a great, yeah. This is definitely in my
Disco
rotation.
Science
This
is
is in
so
my
good.
CD book back in the day.
Oh, definitely. This is going to go back in my rotation. What else, gang?
I don't know. Bits and bobs. Ska films. Fuck ska. I don't like ska movies.
Ska's weird. I never really got into it either. Like one or two tunes grabbed me, but that was about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if you could call that one song they have. What's it called? Ghost Town. I forgot who did it, but it's the one where Vince and Saul. That's their like background music.
Yep.
It's the special.
It's kind of like more like dub.
Yeah, it's kinda
like
Scott
Lee
out a
Scratch
little.
Perry type stuff.
R.I.P.
Yeah, it's like a weird
Lee
mix.
Scratch.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Dub master, not dubstep.
Dude, dubstep can eat a bag of dicks.
Dub master. Totally. What else? Benny? Any bobs or bits?
Scenes. Blanking.
I don't know why, but I fucking started laughing my ass off when the dog ate the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I forgot about like the squeaking dog through the whole thing, like, and even like just that playing out at the end with like Bullet Tony, like just like I know he's squeaking, dogs squeak. Like it's like no, it's not that kind of squeak, man. Like I don't know, it just that really caught me. It cracked me up. It just like the scene when he eats the ball with like Vinny and Saul and Tyrone, like, and just like the look on their face. Man.
Yeah.
It's like
Agreed.
got me.
That made me smile too. Yeah.
Another dog scene is the end where Turkish and Tommy go to the Pikey camp, and he's like, "Oh, what are you guys doing here?" He's like, walking our dog. Go get Daisy. Come here, Daisy. Come here, Daisy.
Yeah.
It was fucking great.
Yeah, it was funny.
But it was terrible acting on Jason Statham's part. He just loves that dog, playing silly games. I was like,
Always playing silly games.
Yeah, just fucking phoning it in.
Yeah, it was a bit phoned in.
You know what? Fuck Statham in this movie.
Nick.
Fucking.
Wow, you are super angry, man.
Fuck Statham.
It's all right. Well, we've all been there.
you know what? Fuck Statham.
You know what?
Thank you, Benny.
I love it.
He's cool, man, but he's yeah.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Not what?
Cool.
Cool.
No.
All right, what else? Any more bits or bobs?
Nah, I got a nugget. That's about it.
Well,
All
then
right,
let's go to
move
Nuggets,
on.
Death Ratings.
Let's go to Nuggets. Start it off, Chad.
You sunk my battleship with the Sean Connery Nuggets, so fuck you.
Sorry, dude.
So I got nothing else.
All right. So the only nugget I got is the dog. When it was a real troublesome dog on set, and at one point when they're at the gas station, like between scenes, he was it Robbie G? He was humping Robbie G's legs so bad they had to like pull the dog off.
Ugh. Wow.
That's great.
That's a good one. The only other one I can think of is another dog nugget. Is that dog was so difficult to work with. He was really biting Lenny James's arm in that bit in the car, and I think bit his leg as well, and really hurt him, man. And after that, they didn't use that dog anymore. They got another dog that looked very similar.
It's a pikey dog.
So was the horny dog the same dog that was biting Lenny Jones, or was it the new one?
I don't remember. Maybe it was the horny dog. First they got a dog that was bitey, then they got a dog that was humpy. Right?
Yeah.
A humpy puppy.
Oh.
Red Rocket.
That's all I got for Snugs. What about you, X? Anything? Or
That's
Nick?
it.
Nah, I'm tapped.
That's it on our
I gave
side.
my nugs here and there.
Nugs have been dropped. All right. Deaths it is. And we got quite a few. I'm actually really happy about this because I feel like the last couple episodes, while fun and good, we either were not dying or I was not recording them.
Either way.
So, what was that?
I say either way.
Yeah, either way. So let's see. I ejected on Pitt first. Then I had an extended ejection on Pitt. Then Nick had the Lenny Jones death, the now famous Lenny Jones death.
Mm-hmm.
Then I ejected on Farina. Then I ejected on Farina again. Benny died when I killed him with my Batman reference. Then Nick did another He had a hat trick. Pounds of kilograms death. Ejected on units of measurement, and then again got destroyed by Chad on the units of measurement. That was probably the best 3 for death on the same topic ever. That's really good.
That was solid. That
Go
was solid.
go big or
that
go
was
home,
really
man.
solid. Hey, man. Only a Stallone could do it that good, right?
Exactly.
True that.
I dropped the old Ben Higo. I don't know if that classifies as a Star Wars death, but if it doesn't, then me mentioning Star Wars now does.
All right. Yeah, you're dead.
You are now dead. I think I got devoured by the. I'm just going to say this now on the podcast because it must be evident that I've been rather quiet for the most part.
Sure.
I got devoured by the void which binds tonight, and I just didn't want to
Oh, really?
say anything because I didn't want to stop the momentum of the podcast
Oh, that
over and
sucks.
over and over again.
Oh, dude.
So there's a lot of times where I just get a little bit of what was said, and then I didn't know what the fuck you guys were talking about, and so sorry everyone.
Fuck
Nice.
you, Void, which
That
binds.
sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Okay. Well, I recorded that death in there. I'm sorry that happened.
No, I mean it is what it is, you know.
Is what it is.
Yay, Skype.
Go Skype. Thanks again.
So reliable.
Yeah. Always there for you. Okay. Let's do the ratings. Should we let our guests you pick? Do you want to go first or last?
I'll go first.
Okay.
X, set us off, X.
Yeah. Initially going in, I probably would have given this a really high rating. I think upon further inspection, I'll give it a 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when I first saw this, I would have given this easily like a 9, close to a 10. I think in retrospect, I'm going to be more towards a 7. And I'm trying not to be salty about all the films that it inspired afterwards. You know, I think it's got a lot of cool shit to it, but I think it didn't age well. You know, there were certain things that, you know, I guess it's a victim of its own success and inspiration to other films.
Well said. Yes.
You know, that I can't help but just be like, well, it's kind of tired now. Where I don't think like people have ever really been able to copy like the feel of a Tarantino film, but yet people were able to do that with Guy Ritchie's movies. And Robert Redford gets a 0. Fuck him.
Yeah, there's a couple of rip-off movies that are so like total like this, like Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, it just sours the palate, man. You know.
Agreed. Ben, do you want to go next?
Sure. I'm just gonna echo the I probably would have given this a 9 or a 10 like back in the day. And, I still think it's a good movie. Like, there's some really funny parts. It's well put together. There's great actors in it. But I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with Guy Ritchie movies in general. Like, I'll have to put this to the test. But I feel like maybe, like, the first time you see it, like, all the jokes are fresh. Everything's fresh and it hits. And then the second time you see it, it's just like, yeah, all right. I know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know if that's part of it or what. But, it just didn't. I found myself just like it was kind of a slog getting through it on this watching. That being said, if you haven't seen it, I can't imagine you haven't seen it. But if you haven't seen it, go see it because it's definitely worth watching. This viewing gets like a 7, I would say.
All right, yeah, definitely a must see viewing. And I definitely think that like the jokes are kind of in the one hit wonder category, like you said, for sure.
Yeah.
Feeling that a lot. All right, I'll go next. I like the rest of the gang. This would have been a 9 or a 10 back in the day. I was gonna go. I'm really swinging between 6 and 7, man. I'm gonna just settle on a 6.5 because it's it's still great, but just some things kind of dragging it down. It's got a lot going on for it. Maybe a 6.5 is too harsh. I don't know. But it's definitely, go see it if you haven't seen it. Soundtrack kicks fucking ass.
Yeah, at least get the soundtrack. Soundtrack, it's a 10.
And then, of course, Cyclops.
Yeah, this one was already on the algorithm. And to echo everything that has just been said, it was an 8.4 on the algorithm, which actually, it had it better than 1990 Total Recall, which is obviously wrong. And
way wrong.
In this particular case, I think I'm vibing on what I think it was Nick when you were saying like about the comic book movies where I feel like there's been so many, like what is there, like fucking 30 Marvel ones now on the MCU, not including old school shit. Like even a good comic book movie that comes out now, you're just kind of like, I don't really fucking care. I'm over it. And I feel like the amount of Guy Ritchie ripoff stuff and even the amount of Guy Ritchie movies themselves, I think is part of what takes away the rewatchability here. And I'll give it a 5.3. I think it's it's all right. It's a Stallones 5 in honor of you dudes.
There we go.
Boom. Stallones 5 with the Stallones. I like it.
It holds up all right, but I don't know. It's kind of one of those like, don't watch it again if you love this movie because you're going to love it less by rewatching it. And if you haven't seen it, watch it. That's my kind of vibe on it.
Yeah, we had a couple movies like that we've done. Where it was like, no, I should have left my childhood alone.
Oh, you got like a little bit of Bert and Ernie in there.
Wait, I just sounded like what, Ben?
Mike Birbiglia.
Oh, okay.
Mike Birbiglia.
It's a comedian.
I was getting a little
Yes,
Bert
I know
from
who
Bert
he
and
is,
Ernie.
totally. Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
Ebert.
Yeah.
Bert.
A little bit of that.
Ebert.
Hey, you know what else?
Ernie. What?
You know what
Somebody's
else?
gonna say what?
Brad Pitt was in Deadpool too.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He
Who is
played
he
the
in
invisible
Deadpool
guy.
too?
He was the invisible guy. He was in there for a split second.
Oh.
I love it.
Wow.
I just derailed it.
I love how we're closing out the show with more Brad Pitt IMDb.
Totally.
See,
It's
now
like
I would
this.
take an ejection death, but since I just derailed everybody into silence, I think I killed y'all.
It's a good way to finish it off.
It is a good way to finish it off because, as we say in this episode, everybody must die.
That's it.
We've actually never said that, but
Wait, was that Deadpool 2 or were you saying Deadpool as well? Like,
No, Deadpool 2.
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I don't remember that.
Well, there you have it, folks. What's the name of this movie again? Snatch.
It's
By Guy
Brad
Ritchie.
Pitt is great.
It's called Brad Pitt is Great. Thanks for joining us. Algorithm, what are we doing next week, man?
In the tradition of ruining movies we have fond memories of, for the 5th of November, we're doing V for Vendetta.
That's next week?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm all confused.
If you want it out on the 5th of November, it's next week, my friend.
There you have it, folks. V for Vendetta.
I just got the Guy Fawkes reference.
So, let's would like to thank our very special guests, friends of the show, and we are fans of theirs as well, the Rolling Stallones.
And where can people
Fellas,
find
thank you
dudes?
for having.
Plug some shit.
All right. Well, first of all this stuff is on Bandcamp, free download. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube Music. Our latest release, Volume 4, like Life Depends on It, 21 tracks of just hip-hop dopeness.
So good.
You guys, thank you very much for the, the mini-sode on that. Coming out with Volume 5, December, January, finishing that up. But in the meantime, people got 60-plus tracks to enjoy of us.
Yeah, man, get after it. There's a lot of shit out there. Please listen when you have a chance. Got some shows lined up. We're going to be doing some shows.
What, shows plural?
New Haven, Connecticut, November 19th will be our first.
Nice.
But hopefully gonna align some following that show. So be on the lookout for us, but definitely dig into the catalog. It's extensive, and we're going to be adding to it soon. So thank you for listening.
And it's dope AF.
Fucking A.
So good. Love it. Listening all the time.
Well, thanks for coming down today, bro, dudes.
Thank you, fellas.
Yeah, always a pleasure to come through, and thank you for putting up with my saltiness and my anger.
It's okay. It's what we're here for, Nick.
It was more of a therapy. It was a therapy session for me, man. I feel good, man. I feel good.
That's good. We're glad you feel elated.
We got to do the Umberto shout out.
Oh, dude, yes, we got our own shout outs to shout out.
What were the other shout outs?
I was just gonna I wanted to shout out to a fan of the show, a friend of mine and fan of the show, Bagus Funk. He gave me, and we'll put this up as chapter art, as a gift, a handmade framed picture featuring show favorite Wilford Brimley. So
I love it.
Just wanted to say thank you for that. Really appreciate that. He's become the patron saint of the show. I've got his photograph right here as I'm recording.
It's fucking hilarious.
Steel cut abs.
Totally. It was steel cut abs. All right. You want to do the shout out to?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I just wanted to throw in some love for Umberto. Yeah, I was stumbled upon the new Tales from the Table video on YouTube, and Umberto and Eitan gave us a sick shout out, and I just wanted to say thanks for the love, dudes. And if you haven't checked out their channel, definitely check it out. This new game they did was super cool, man. It's like really awesome black and white kind of sci-fi monstery, really sick art kind of game. It's pretty cool. So check it out. We'll link it up in the show notes. But thanks for the love, dudes.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not into like tabletop games or whatever, but I did check them out, and it was pretty entertaining, man.
Yeah, totally.
Pretty entertaining. Yeah, no, I dig what they was doing over there, man.
Definitely entertaining. Those guys are great.
No doubt. Alligorditas. Thank you.
Alligorditas.
Got to come up with a chimichanga name for Eitan now.
There you go.
Butt chalupa.
Yeah, there you go.
Eitan chimichanga?
Sure. It was the confidence with which you said it that sold me on it, to be fair.
Oh, totally. I was brimming with it, yes.
You're Wilford brimming with it.
As always, folks, thanks for joining us for in this episode, Everybody Dies. And from all of us to all of you, so long. We love you.
See ya.
Except Robert Redford.
Peace.
Except for that motherfucker.
Fuck you, Robert Redford. I'll fight you anytime, old man.
I have never heard so much hatred about Robert Redford, but I gotta tell you, I was like, he's right. When you were saying that, I was like, he's right. I don't really like him either. I don't hate him, but I'm not nuts about him. I mean, he was good in Spy Game.
There's black blood flowing through my veins when I think of it.
Wow. God, you are angry young man. And that's going to wrap up this week's episode, folks. Thank you for joining us. And if you would like to support the show, there's a number of great ways you can do that. You can support us on Patreon. Hey, patreon.com/EBD podcast. You can also tell some of your wonderful friends to check out the show. You can also rate us and review us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast nuggleberries. You can find the show notes for this episode in your podcast app of choice or at our website, ebd.fm /episodes /129. Follow us on social media, folks. We are just everywhere. Not really, but we do spend a lot of time on Instagram. We are on most social media outlets at EBD Podcast. So, join in on the conversation. And that's it. Thanks for joining us and our very special guests, the Rolling Stallones, for this chat about Snatch. And stay tuned next week for the movie that I already forgot we're doing.
Yep. You want to see if you can figure it out?
Hang on. Oh, V for Vendetta. I was the one that suggested it.
V for Vendetta, man. Come on.
There you have it. All right. So long, folks.
That's a death.
It's a death as well.
One for C-Lab, two for Troy Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Beady, beady, beady. Stop it, do it.
This about it. I mean, we talked about Vincent Saul. Lenny Jones was fantastic. We didn't talk about him. Not Lenny Jones. What's his name?
Lenny James.
Lenny James. That's it. Yeah, that's a death.
No, not a death.
I made it a point to look it up before the podcast, and I totally spaced on it.
That's
It's a
death, dude.
I'll cop to it.
All right. Lenny Jones death. Love it.